Thanks again. I am Dr. John Barrett, PhD, a clinical psychologist and analyst. We are featuring another one of our professional training classes and manuals. This is also a part of our PowerPoint presentations, Part 3A in a series of 4 videos on the road to recovery. We have our personal recovery methods. This is an enhanced overview of the recovery process. Restoration and reconciliation. Rehabilitation plus maintenance of the mind and body. I believe the human spirit and will are vital in any recovery process. I am the coordinator of Support Outreach Services, LLC, SOS Self-Help Books, book signings, ministries, conferences, and workshops. I am a minister and evangelist. Contact us at small letters drbarrettphd@yahoo.com. Small letters. Dr. Barrett, PhD@yahoo.com. Life is a journey filled with experiences. I would like to compare life to the bumps, potholes, and even craters in the road of life. When a person comes across a bump, they usually have to slow down and then go on. When a person encounters a pothole, they may have to do more than slow down. They usually can't go through it without having to deal with some kind of problems. If it is a crater, they are more than likely going to go around it or have to make a detour. Checkpoints are the detour signs along the way. I call them warning signs in our studies. Point 2, how to find life in respect to oneself. Let's look at what caused the problem. Checkpoint 3, what does all of this mean, especially when something goes wrong? 8 ways to survive a problem, crisis, illness, or a divorce. 1. It is important to face the reality in any situation. There is a need to stop long enough to commit to the right kind of guidance and the emotional support needed. Don't panic. 2. The way to do this is by staying in touch with a person's feelings and the need to share with people they can trust. 3. Don't get discouraged. When a person has to live with a bad circumstance or a decision that someone else has caused, then a person should want to be a part of the solution. 5. A person should make a list of their fears. Then make a list of all of their resources. 6. Read books and websites that deal with a person's particular problem. 7. Remember, healing takes time. There are no quick fixes to any problem. Contact a counselor for interventions. A pastor can advise. In the case of an illness, check with a doctor. We have self-help books, training manuals, support, and services. Part 3A, the stages in the restoration and the reconciliation process. Let's start with the stage of shock, hurt, and pain. The first is the emotional stage. The second is the reaction stage and the impact of what has happened. The third is the reality stage. The fourth stage is the awareness stage in the situation. There are 9 negative things to look for when a person is expressing their feelings. 1, a person may react one way and think nothing is wrong. 2, a person may try to look at what has happened. 3, a person may want to deny what happened or feel they are at fault in some way. 4, a person usually doesn't want to talk about their problems at first. 5, a person may withdraw from their friends and be less socially inclined. 6, a person may feel like retreating and believing what's the use. 7, a person may want to hide the details, their feelings, and other factors. 8, a person may need to tell someone their side of the problem and get support. 9, a person may want to tell anyone that will listen to get them on their side. The stage of shock is both inward and outward. A person needs to accept the problem. Let's look at 7 healthy signs. 1, when people begin to hope things will get better. 2, many refuse to let hope die or enter into a holding pattern for a while. 3, hope has to be coupled with the realism there are methods in the recovery process. 4, the realism of looking at a situation as it exists, not as they would like for it to exist. 5, realism evaluates a situation honestly based on past and present successes or failures. Be careful. These 5 steps can lead to complacency, a point of damage. Sometimes there is a feeling of failure and despair. When it comes to the stage of shock, it can become a traumatic situation while a person's life goes on. In some cases, they will deny anything is wrong because they are unable to deal with the hurt and pain. Hope comes when a person wants help. 6, hope comes when a person understands how restoration and reconciliation works. Help comes in the way a person deals with a problem, crisis, illness, or divorce. Next is part 3B in the video as we begin to deal with the recovery process. Thank you.